Essentially, they were living a life of precarity. Everything was dependent upon donations. The newspaper certainly brought in a certain amount of funds and the appeal that she would put out in the newspaper. But of course, bills were constantly piling up. So all of these things attributed to lots of stress and lots of uncertainty. I just want to do another reading, give you another reading. This is written by Daniel Berrigan, and this speaks to Dorothy's conversion. And this was included in The Long Loneliness, the issue of 1980, the year that she died. An issue was published of her autobiography, and Daniel Berrigan. Who's heard of Daniel Berrigan? Daniel Berrigan is a Jesuit priest who was a close friend of Dorothy's. And later on, when we open it up to question and answer, my friend Carmen can give you more information about Daniel Berrigan. This is what he wrote in 1980 about her. Her Catholic conversion remains a wondrous mystery. Why did Dorothy, in the maturity of her gifts, rejoicing in the fruition of her body, why did this agnostic and anarchist, veteran of jails, marches, fast for justice, soulmate of a man who was, as she confessed, the very half of her being, the Dorothy of strikes and prisoners and the condemned of the earth, this woman whose natural air and habitat was the underworld of the victims, the excluded, the urban poor, this woman so sensual, worldly wise, why did she renounce, against all sound reason, her only love, cut her past, anger and bewilder her friends? She did this momentous thing and more. She cast her fate not toward some fashionable creed, one of worldly promise, not toward a church vibrant with social passion, whose flame would invigorate and intensify her own. By no means such a church. Nonetheless, she converted because she believed. I want to read you something that she wrote in April of 1948, and again, I think this illustrates what she was trying to articulate. She protested World War II. She lost half of her readership and half of the houses of hospitality closed down during World War II, partly because she had expressed opposition to the war. Sorry? What? When? Okay. We out of time? Can I just give you one more thing here?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yours.
April of 1948. If we are to accept the materialistic and atheistic philosophy of the capitalist state which holds sway in the United States, then there can be but little objection to the state of affairs. If our values are derived from the stock exchange, if we are to join in the psychopathic mania that has made war an end in itself, which has made it the norm of the American economy, if we are to be united against an ideology rather than for an ideology, then we are on the right track. So, this is part of the history of the Catholic. It's such a big story, it's hard for me to pull out and give to you a cohesive picture. I've done my best with this. In terms of what we're doing today, at the New York Catholic Work, we've been involved in opposition to the drones in Syracuse, New York. There's a Hancock Air Base that has been training and maintaining drones to be used in Afghanistan, Yemen, Pakistan. We've also been involved with the issue of Guantanamo, where the prisoners are being detained without charge indefinitely. And I've also had a chance to travel to Afghanistan and been involved with a group called the Afghan Peace Volunteers. Afghanistan has witnessed war for 40 years and is completely breaking down the social fabric of the country. For me, it's been very important to not only understand the war machine here, But what are the implications? What are the consequences in these other places? And so we're told to meet the enemy, to love the enemy, and I have tried to do that by traveling to these other places and really getting a clearer understanding and picture of what our wars are doing to these other countries. So we would like to open it up for questions, clarification of anything that I talked about here. What are the issues that you and your families are up against? Where's your hope in making some changes? Go ahead.
When you think about Dorothy, I'm not an expert, right, but so many things she went through, but one of the things lately that I've been thinking about is that her conversion to the Catholic Church cost her her love, your grandfather. Can you speak a little bit about that? How she always loved him. These letters that came out recently, you can see that
Yes.
she never stopped.
The volume of All the Way to Heaven for letters.
She never stopped loving your granddad.
Until Peter Martin came along, and then her focus switched.
I think Martha had asked a question, and that question was, what were the social justice issues that were coming from this crowd? And I think it's quite possible that people are not sort of familiar with the whole history of the Catholic work, or even with what our daily lives at the Catholic work consist of. But it would be good to hear, so we have heard about housing, haven't spoken only to himself, and if people would give us some sense of what their own, that intersection of a faith life, of going to church, and the larger social and political lives that we live. So what are the things that are important with you, that you feel should be part of our faith life? And then I imagine we can talk about how the Catholic worker in its history has and can sort of relate to that.